saving money can be tough when budgets are tight.
It's tough when they're not tight,
It
right?
is.
Yeah, you may remember that recent survey that showed 63% of Americans cannot afford a surprise $500 car repair bill. So today we're talking about some things you can do to help boost your savings. Money expert Brian Vanak from Wealth Enhancement Group filling in for Bruce Helmer today. Nice to see you, Brian.
Thanks, Jason.
I know you want to start at a point that Bruce often brings up in these segments, and that's the idea of when you think about savings, you need to take care of yourself and pay yourself first. So what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, I have to laugh because that's the age-old advice. You need to pay yourself first, which basically means at the beginning of the month, you're going to put away money for yourself so that you get money and then you can spend what you have left over. The alternative, of course, is that people will spend, and at the end of the month have nothing left to save. And I kind of laugh at that advice because it's just not very motivational. Someone's just telling you, save, save, save. And you really have to have purpose and meaning to motivate yourself. And I think the way people can actually go about doing that is actually creating goals so that they can actually feel a reward for the savings that they accomplish.
All right.
I need help with goals because I like exact numbers. Like, write it down for me and don't just say, like, okay, save, a little bit each month. Yours were a little bit surprising, and you say saving 10% a month is good, but 15 to 20% obviously better. But I thought that, that 10% was the benchmark that you were shooting for.
Well, I think a lot of it, once again, depends upon the goal and then also the time horizon that you're looking at. So if you have a short-term goal, let's say to save $12,000 for a car down payment, you would save $500 a month for 2 years. It's pretty straightforward. But if you're looking at retirement savings, obviously that's a longer time horizon. So if you're starting when you're in your 20s, 10% might get you there because you're starting early enough and your interest is compounding. But if you're in your 20s or your 30s, your 30s or 40s, then 20, 25% is what you might need to actually get there.
The truth is, all of us have various things we have to do, right? We want to save money for our kids to go to college. We want to look at retirement. We want to save for retirement. And then you need just savings. Like, how do you, of those three buckets, like, how do you prioritize them? Because you can't always fill all of those buckets.
Yeah, so obviously the short-term goal is obviously something that you need and need to accomplish, and so funding an emergency savings account is something that you need to make a short-term goal to prioritize. That medium goal is maybe more of a want versus need, and that's what you need to evaluate. Obviously, the retirement goal is more of a need because obviously you need to support yourself, but you may never make it that far either. So it is this kind of delicate balance of funding those objectives and being flexible over time to adjust to it.
When we do those, those studies on, most Americans don't have $500 a month to put toward an emergency. A lot of times there are other factors like debt, whether it's student loan or credit card. How do you still save while you're paying off, bad debt, or do you take care of the debt first?
Well, to your question, I think is it good debt or bad debt is the question I would pose. So if it's bad debt and you're paying credit cards off with a 30% interest rate, yeah, you want to prioritize that. But student loan debt, I know a lot of people who max out the amount of that they can take on their student loans because the interest rate is so low. And yeah, they'll take a lifetime to pay it off, or they may work with an employer that the employer will pay off the loan after 10 or 15 years as well. So there's a lot of opportunities that are unique related to each person.
Good. You really need to think about what your goals are. And then I always suggest automating it. Like, if you can automate your savings, you don't miss the money.
That's right. I mean, and a lot of employers offer those plans where you can set your savings percentage and it will increase over time as you set it to. And that's the set it and forget it method, but it's also very effective.
It does. It works. All right. Thanks, Brian. We
Great.
appreciate it.
Thank you.